Cowabunga, dude. It's Friday, so drink up me hearties yo ho, and we're going to jump into a Q&A session that I think you're going to like if you're watching this. I'm thinking about doing this a lot more once a week, but we'll see. So our questions today come from Oren, who's an avid friend of the show. He says he has 3 questions, so we're gonna talk through this. I noticed you're publishing a video every day of the work week, and I was wondering if you could make a video explaining your thoughts about consistency more in depth. I know it's important, but sometimes it's hard to motivate myself to make more videos when I work a full-time day job. All right, great question. I guess the question is about consistency, noticing that I'm uploading every day, Monday through Friday. And I'll say this is, if in my last video where I talked about the minimum level of excellence graph, that has a little bit to do about consistency. But overall, my thought process with this whole channel here is definitely different than what I would do if I had my quote main channel. This channel, I definitely am trying to do the anti-algorithm things. What do I mean by that? I mean, one, I would rarely upload a one take shot on my other channel. I did it once, but overall, my thought is this: you can either have quality, and I think quality is really important, and sometimes consistency can help you improve that quality over time. However, if I'm talking about this channel right here, about my mindset being Monday through Friday, my mindset is this: if I can't spend enough time to edit videos, if I can't spend enough time because I don't have a lot of time, right? So I've tried to figure out what was the minimum level of excellence, is a good thing, or maybe just like a minimum level of effort that I could put into this channel, and what did I want from it? Because one, I wanted this to be a place I could share things that are on my mind. 2, I wanted it to be a place where people felt like they could expect something from me every day of the week. So that way there is consistency, there is expectations, right? Because we don't have that on my main channel. My main channel, I'm not very consistent for a lot of reasons. But I wanted this to be consistent because I knew that was going to be the only way it would win in the long run. I think my main channel, I think of it as like my funnel, my top of funnel to get more people in the door with shorts, with my main videos, whatever. And then eventually I'm going to be able to, people might be more interested in me as a person. And if they want to spend more time with me, and ideally they're in my audience, they are like a creator, they are a business person, maybe they want to be a creator, they want to be a business person, whatever. This will be like the perfect place for them to just sit and have some daily Dean. You know what I mean? This is the daily Dean. That way they can have something that's constantly being pushed out while they wait for the main channel videos. I like to think of it like Ludwig's Mogul Mail. It's kind of inconsistent, but like Ludwig has these videos, and then if you want more of Ludwig, there's other things. Same with Cody. Like Cody Co has like his main channel videos. He also has his second channel videos, and he's probably pumping out more on the second channel. But really, for me, I don't see the difference. I'm just seeing Cody on my screen. So it helps because this is the type of content to expect, like one take, 7 to 12, 15-minute long videos. It's going to be about content creation and starting a business. And so that's why I do that here, and why I don't talk about it on my other channel, because my other channel is going to be solely entertainment focused. Like, try to make fun, entertaining videos for YouTube that make you think. So, kind of a long-winded answer of saying this is kind of like a special thing. I do think it's important to be consistent. And so the biggest aspect and trick to consistency is figuring out what can you realistically do. For me, I can realistically post a video, just film it on my phone, post it in the app. That's what I do. That's what I did the last 2 days ago. That's what I did at other points in like at VidSummit and stuff like that. The most consistent I ever was with something was when I challenged myself to write every single day in the month of September a couple years ago. And I did. And what I did was I lowered the bar immensely to where it was like, you don't have to write a paragraph, you don't have to write a page, you don't have to write anything. The minimum thing you have to write is a sentence. But count that as something that you did, right? So I only counted, I was like, hey, at minimum, I can write a sentence. And there were certain days where I was just way too tired. I just wrote a sentence. But I kept my consistency up. And all that matters is checking off on the calendar whether you did it or not. Not for any other reason other than just to say you did it. You got the reps in. And any sort of art, any sort of skill is acquired through putting in the reps. So probably a really long-winded way of saying, like, I think posting Monday through Friday was a very intentional thing because I thought, hey, if I can't spend time editing these videos, if I can't spend time optimizing these videos, I'm just going to win by being consistent. And if Moist Critical can do this, I can do it too. The thing is, Moist Critical took like 5-6 years of posting consistently before he really kind of blew up. And I'm okay with that because I actually enjoy doing this. And if it takes me just posting Monday through Friday every day for 6 years, like, I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm really am, because it's kind of fun. Let's see. How's our time looking? I might not. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, so next question. Another interesting topic is, what are your views on equipment and software as you have a pretty good mic? I noticed you're using a Mac to record your videos. Yes. So all I have is, I can't show you because I'm using it. This is a Logitech C920. So it's like $100. This is a Audio Technica ATR 2100 USB mic. So this is like maybe $90 on Amazon. So same thing. I didn't have mega money to spend, but you know what? I kind of did some research. This is the microphone Tim Ferriss uses for his podcast a lot of the times. He takes it with him when he goes places. A lot of streamers use this thing. Sometimes I even use my MacBook webcam. I like to think how Casey Neistat thinks, where he's like, cameras doesn't matter, gear doesn't matter. It's just getting the shot at the highest level you can with what you have around you, right? So sometimes Casey uses, like, this is my wallet, but he uses like a little digital camera that's only like 18 megapixels or something like that. I don't know. At this point, you can use your iPhone. If Ryan Trahan can use an iPhone, so can anybody else, right? Like, at this point in time, there's no excuse on gear. I definitely think, from what I've seen from you, Oren, in your videos, I definitely think you have everything you need, right? I think gear, in my head, how I'm thinking about it is gear is only going to be bought with money I make from the channel. So until that day comes, I'm not going to upgrade. Unless it's for a business purpose. You know, maybe for my business, I might need some gear. Maybe I need to do some tax write-offs. Then I might buy it. But for right now, everything seems good. So I think gear is pretty low on the importance scale. I think as long as you have a pretty good mic, which even then you could use your iPhone voice memo, and that's pretty good. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of like my take on gear. And then the last question is, do you feel like your ability to stand in front of a camera is something people can learn? I feel like I'm pretty decent in front of a camera and making eye contact with it, but I would love to know if you think this is a skill that can be improved too. I 100% think it's a skill that can be improved because my ability to be in front of the camera has drastically changed over the years. If you look back, it kind of makes me cringe. If you watch any of my old videos on my main channel, you can tell that I went through like seasons of being extra YouTube-y. Okay, I definitely think it's a skill because if you look at anyone, even if you look at MKBHD, if you look at Mr. Beast, Ryan Trahan, even all these, if you look at Airac's old channels, they were just really awkward in front of the camera. I've always been a pretty expressive person, and everyone always said like, "Oh, you're so good on camera." Well, I still think there's a level to this, right? There's levels to this, you know what I mean? Because what I'm trying to get at, and another reason why I wanted to do this was because like whenever I film vlogs or videos for my main channel, there is a part of me that looks back and says to myself, that's not me. That isn't who I am. When you look back at when people are first starting to be on camera, what they're really struggling with isn't being on camera. They're struggling with being their true self on camera. They're struggling with being who they actually are in front of a video camera. And there is a level where you kind of have to turn it up a little bit for YouTube. But all I'm really trying to do with this is I'm trying to become more and more comfortable with being my true self in front of you guys. How do I talk with my wife? I want to be able to talk to if I'm telling a story to my wife, I want to be able to tell that same story to you in the same exact way. Because that is what people like. That is when people feel like it's natural. Isn't because they found this perfect persona to be natural on camera with. It's just because they're being their true self. And so I think how you learn that is you just watch yourself. It's the most cringiest thing. I hate watching myself. But I think if you just get on camera and you watch yourself back and you look at like, ooh, that was weird. Why was I doing that? Why was I bobbing my head back and forth? That I used to do that a lot. I still do sometimes. And I would challenge you, like, if you're really trying to struggle or if you're really struggling with that, just put up a camera and whatever you're trying to say it to someone to the right of the camera, like an interview style. One example of this is what I used to do with my job is I used to interview people and ask them questions. And I would ask them questions about their life, about things they were doing. And I was trying to pull out of them the nuggets of fun information that could go viral for short form video. I used to do that. I don't do it as much anymore because I don't really think about it like that anymore. But something that was funny was when they're like in front of the camera, they're trying, okay, they think about it then. Do you know what the thing of the, like they kind of like, there's this persona that comes over them that's the on character persona. And sometimes they'd be struggling to find the right words to say something. And then what I'd say is like, hey, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? And what would happen is then they'd look at me and then they'd be like, well, I really like, and they'd just say it in the most eloquently way possible. And it felt natural. It felt like them. And what I didn't do is I didn't stop the camera. I just let it roll. And then we used that bit. And then that bit did better than if they were trying to do this epic persona. So I would sometimes, I would either be okay with just like doing what I do, which is just like being okay with not as many views, just posting to the ether and trying to just get reps in, right? Or I would, something that always worked for me in acting was I would watch myself back, or I would watch myself doing the action. So I even have like the recording right here. That's kind of what I'm like. Sometimes I cover it up, sometimes I don't. Gosh, I'm so all over the place. It's Friday. So I'm sorry. All right. But sometimes I look at myself, sometimes I don't. It's just, you gotta just do it. It's kind of like the easy way to explain it. Do it, watch yourself back, take notes, practice, try doing it with a friend. And just it's silly, but like just be yourself. Get comfortable being who you really are on camera. Do the cringy thing. Do the weird thing that you like to do. And you'll get better at being on camera. Because really, all it is just being okay with being who you really are. So I hope that makes sense. Next week, I'm very excited. I'm going to try and maybe do some more. This is a really long outro. I know I shouldn't do that, but hey. A few things I'm planning on doing with this channel. One, really trying to hone in on topics, questions. I might even take some of these topics and make them other videos in the future and go a little bit more in depth. But what I really want to do is like get a pretty consistent idea of my avatar. So I was asking my friend Stella about this. I'm gonna be trying to put together like a list of frustrations, ideas, questions, thoughts, dreams, goals of my ideal viewer, which my ideal viewer is people like you, Oren, probably. It's like these people who, it's like who I was 3 years ago, which is maybe you're in a full-time job, maybe you are, you want to do full-time content creation, you don't know how, you know, how, what's the steps to take to get there. And I feel like I've gotten pretty close to where I like to think of where I'm at compared to what I thought I would do in 2020 is kind of crazy. So, trying to make more content for that person. So trying to be a little bit more strategic with my topics. I also do want there to be kind of like a Q&A or kind of like for the almost like 2, maybe 3 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday maybe are like very strategic. Then maybe Friday it's the Q&A sessions. Maybe Friday it's a little bit more just me, whatever I want to talk about. And then maybe Thursdays, maybe it's a bit more of just like creator news, something like that. I know I should probably pick, but it's hard for me to pick for stuff like that. So anyways, the One Piece is real. If you aren't watching One Piece right now or reading it, just do it this weekend. Just start. This is a One Piece shirt, by the way. Anyways, talk to y'all on Monday. See you later. I love you.